Hi, I'm Margaret Phoebe.
I'm Brett Phoebe. We've just ordered the 450. It's due to come out of the factory in May, be delivered to Sydney in July and commissioned in August 2021.
We'd like to be able to share the boat so we can go off and do our other things. But we'd also like to be in partnership with someone that we can sail with as well. We really love the lagoon. I'm Margaret Phoebe. I've been sailing for 39 years. I learnt to sail on a little laser in Malaysia. Then I met Brett, who was also a keen sailor.
I'm Brett Phoebe. We've met up in Malaysia when we were both in the Air Force, and we've been together 36 years now, and got two grown-up children who have now flown up the coop. And now we've both retired recently, and we've got some spare time of our hands, so we'd like to get out there and enjoy life while life's still with us.
We'd really like to have a partner in the boat, because Brett's passion is sailing, but I have other passions as well, such as snow skiing, mountain bike riding. Because I have other interests, which Brett is also interested in, we'd like to be able to share the boat so we can go off and do our other things, like some overseas ski holidays. But we'd also like to be in partnership with someone that we can sail with as well. Like if we decided, even sailing up the East Coast, it's really nice to have another couple on board, which is what we did. They were friends. Unfortunately, they don't want to buy into the boat, but we found having another couple on board was really enjoyable. And we'd like to be able to maybe meet some new people and sail together, or have the boat by ourselves at times. And we just see it as a big new adventure, a new friendship, and enjoy our retirement to the fullest.
So we've just ordered the 450. And it's due to come out of the factory in May, be delivered to Sydney in July and commissioned in August 2021. So ideally we'd like to take someone on board now who'd like to come aboard with us and sort out with the extra things which the factory doesn't fit, such as solar panels, lithium batteries, and sort out the dinghies, and also just the personal touches inside, so they're involved in that type of selection, such that we're all pretty much
equal. It'd be nice to have someone come in at the beginning with us and enjoy the journey right from the very beginning.
I've had aviation experience, 40 years worth of aviation experience, which gives me a great understanding of weather, dealing with people, and a bit of mechanical understanding as well, because when I was in the Air Force I used to fly Hercules, go up to New Guinea, and funny enough the Hercules used to break down in the middle of nowhere, so we used to get in there and fix up the engines or the electronics there, help out the technicians, and so that's given me a lean-in to how I can actually just basically look at a system and come up with a plan to get it rectified. Such as when we had our Lagoon 400, we were coming back from the Keppels, and we went through a sail drive clutch, and even though on the other engine I'd actually repaired the sail drive clutch or rehoned it before we went north, this one came back. We didn't have all the equipment to actually repair the sail drive clutch. We were able to contact a marina there at Gladstone, and basically got into the marina late in the afternoon. I pulled the sail drive clutch assembly out, and next morning had it to a technician who was able to repair it in an hour and a half, put it back in, and we were gone again by lunchtime. So we really didn't lose anything by having a bit of a mechanical understanding, and I don't expect everybody to be able to do that, but that's, if you join the syndicate with us, that's the type of person you'll be getting to save some time and save some money, and also you don't get stuck when you're away if you've got someone with a bit of a technical background. And
he's very preventive. Everything has to be, very well serviced, and so I feel very safe, and I know all our family and friends feel safe with Brett's standards and knowledge and just his passion for the boat.
So we're looking for someone who's, doesn't have to be a practical person. I'm very much a practical person, so hands-on. So I'll get down to the engine bays, to the oil changes, do the filter changes. When things break down, I'll get down there and have a go at fixing them if they're not too complicated, but also be able to communicate with the technicians such that if you're away from home base, then you can talk to people about it and they can lead you through repairing it. So I'm not necessarily after someone who's the same as me, who's hands-on, but we're after a partner who is considerate, who's a little bit flexible, and say, we've got a book for this week, but we've got something special coming along, any chance to get it off you for this type of day, and just a little bit changing. So I don't want a hard and fast 1 month on, 1 month off, but we want someone who can share the time and keep a rough tally. Okay, we're using about 50% each, and the high value times like Christmas, New Year's, Easter, we'd share those throughout the syndication.
I'd really like someone like-minded who enjoys boating and enjoys the water. I really love swimming, kayaking. We have a stand-up paddleboard, and we love cooking. That's the other thing. We're into cooking, so we love cooking on the boat, and we love having a good laugh, and just someone with a good sense of humour and enjoys life. But is very respectful of the boat. Like, we're not crazy party people, but we do really enjoy entertaining, socialising. So I think we really want someone who will treat the boat like we do, respectfully, and be very preventative about things. But we want people to enjoy the boat and the surrounds where we go. So, and a lot of it with boating, we feel, is that communication. If there's something broken on the boat or something happens, you're just upfront and honest, and so everybody knows, this has happened, or be aware of this. Accidents happen, so you just got to deal with that. But if things are broken and they're not told, or that's you lose trust in people. So we want someone who's good communication, trustworthy, and wants to enjoy life on a boat and all that it has to offer.
I first started sailing in WA, where I grew up in Perth. So I started sailing on a gaff rig ketch, which is, I was a 10-year-old, and so anybody who lost a rope, I was up the top of the mast out the Gauge Road. So those who know the Fremantle area, quite rugged when the sea breeze is in. And then I got into sailing monohulls, and my first boat was a Harbour 14, sailing on the Swan River, and did a few nationals, then purchased a Harbour 16, and we had that for a lot of years, the Harbour 16. Yeah. We used to go down to Pittwater at Palm Beach there, just on the inside of Iluka Reserve, and the kids were only toddlers, and basically we'd sit up all day on the beach and sail with ourselves and friends and the kids, and so the kids really enjoyed that part of life.
As did all our friends.
Yeah.
We've always been a very social sailing group. We have lots of family and friends who really love coming sailing with us. Then we went on and bought the Lagoon 400 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And so then it became, we could stay on board and go to different places as well. So it was more than just a day's sailing.
We got into owning a Lagoon 400 after doing some bareboat charters up to Whitsundays in Croatia and other places like that, and then we really enjoyed that type of sailing whereby you're on board the boat a bit longer than just the day sailing. So we got into syndication of a Lagoon 400 on the Harbour, and that ran for 12 months, and that was really enjoyable. It was with a group of 6 syndicate members, so usage was a bit limited. We really enjoyed the concept, and we found this Lagoon 400, a second-hand one, 5 years ago. We really enjoyed owning it by ourselves, had it at Rushcutters Bay. We did some short sails up to Nelson's Bay and places like that, and before we sold that, we spent 3 months. So that was in 2019, we spent a month sailing up north, and we just planned to take it a bit easy. So we went to the Keppels, we had a month around the Keppels, and then a month sailing back. And during this journey, we had people join us along the way. There was great places to explore, swim, and just go out to the different reefs and the islands. So it was just very enjoyable, and but now we're really ready to move on to something new. We've been without the Lagoon 400 for 12 months. So with the 450S, it's a similar layout to the Lagoon 400 in terms of plenty of room in the saloon, the cockpit, the cabins, and with the Lagoon 450S, the cockpit and the helm station are very much interactive, so there's plenty of opportunity for those that are on board to be involved, and while you're sailing the boat, you're not actually isolated from the rest of the people on board the boat as well.
Reasons why we got the 450 rather than the 42 was because the saloon to entertain in, the 450 we think is much better. The layout.
Time between the saloon and the cockpit is just really nice, so it's quite easy to entertain a group of people on board. But then again, if it's only just the two of you there, then you can put the clears down, and it's very comfortable during the cooler months, or if it's raining, then with the clears down, it keeps you nice and dry inside.
Yeah, the layout, this was the other thing that we liked about the Lagoon 400 and the 4S was the 3 cabins. We always have people coming with us, so it was nice to have the 2 cabins. Both cabins have their own toilet and separate shower, which is really nice when everybody these days likes to have their own ensuite, and it's a very nice ensuite in both of these cabins. And the owner's side is really spacious as well, so if you're there by yourself, you just
the boat is becoming pretty well specced with electronics, generator, inverter, full instrumentation and radar. And then we'll be putting additional items on it, which will be solar, a good solar bank around 1500 to 2000 watts, lithium bank to give you some independence away from having to run the motors all the time. So they're the type of things that enable you to get away and just relax without having to worry about charging the batteries every 5 minutes. And
it's coming with the clears on the at the helm station and in the cockpit, and we found that is a really good thing to have when you're living on the boat. It protects you from the sun, the wind, and also you can live on the boat all year round, especially on Sydney Harbour. Winter was even lovely, and we didn't have air conditioning. We didn't feel we needed air conditioning even when we went up to Queensland. The boat is coming with a television for anyone who loves watching sport, particularly NRL. You'll be able to watch it.
We'd like to keep it at Elizabeth Bay there, at Elizabeth Bay Marina, on a swing mooring, because the swing mooring is very easy to use, very easy to access. Elizabeth Bay Marina there has tender service, which operates 7 days a week, and outside tender service there's actually a couple of dinghies there, so you can go out to the boat and get the dinghy off the back of the 450S and then pick up your guests, or go alongside the Elizabeth Bay Marina there, which has a short stay facility there where you can pump out, fill up with fresh water, wash the boat down, pick up your guests, and when the weather's a bit inclement on New Year, you can actually anchor or be at the mooring at Elizabeth Bay and still see the fireworks, but not have everybody else bashing around you.
Yeah, because we live in the Blue Mountains, so the Lagoon 400 became our floating city apartment, which was just fantastic. And having it at Rushcutters Bay we found to be really good because it's so central on the harbour. It's the access to beautiful beaches and beautiful swimming spots, as well as you can just jump on a train and go into the city for shopping, or restaurants are everywhere. It's just such a great location. Or we can just drop over to the Spit, one of our lovely things we would do in winter would go up to
Bantry
Bay and stay on the boat overnight there, and the beautiful restaurant up further. But just waking up in the morning in winter on the lagoon and seeing the mist rise from the water was just another experience to be had. We would plan, to go back to Queensland in our winter, because that's a lovely time to go up the east coast and into Queensland. So going north in winter would be certainly on our agenda.
And then once we've probably the first time we take up the Whitsundays would be 2022, and then further on perhaps going to Noumea down to Tasmania. But again, it just depends on the other members there. Put our viewpoints forward, come up with a plan, and go forth from there. But we really need someone who's encompassing, considerate, and prepared to give it a go.